The Excel is a spreadsheet, could be used in accounting. But we also have to remember, though, in accounting, the program is there, you're just filling in numbers. Excel might be required for you to create the spreadsheet. You to actually create what's going to happen in there. Some of us feel very comfortable filling in information. How many of us are comfortable creating it? And that's what you need to know before you apply for the job. I think. Well, the creating is actually knowing the
Doing again?
Yeah.
Okay? Because filling in information is like filling in an application where you're just going to insert your name, your address, your phone number. Creating the actual program, creating the document is very different, okay? So when you say, I know computer, that doesn't mean anything nowadays. If you are looking for a job where they require you to know how to use Photoshop, you must know how to use it effectively, okay?
I'll put her name above it too.
Load a picture and print it, or load a picture and paste it or something.
The Breakfast Club.
Maybe more than that, okay?
The Breakfast Club.
Detail-oriented.
It means we pay attention to detail.
And this, of course, is an obvious.
The video's going to be all good.
Let's get tracky.
So if we ask you to follow steps and we give you 5, that means you must follow 5, not 3 or 4. Because if you take those shortcuts, sometimes you don't get the correct result. Okay?
I still got that on camera.
And that's very important. And it's very important in many jobs. Like the medical field is one of those highly, highly, highly important industries where you have to make sure you pay attention to detail. So you go to the doctor. Do you know who's the person who usually interviews you first? A medical assistant. Okay? The medical assistant is not the nurse. The medical assistant is not the nurse. The medical assistant is not the doctor. But the medical assistant has a very important job. The medical assistant has a very important job.
I have a funny ass group.
Do you remember what types of questions they're asking?
Your eye.
What do they do? One of the first things they do when you walk in.
Weigh you.
They weigh you.
Check your blood pressure.
Do you think weight is important?
Yeah.
For what?
Medication.
Let's just do a close-up on everybody's eyes.
Because of the dosage they're going to give you. So if the medical assistant isn't doing their job correctly, when the doctor goes to prescribe, they're not going to give you the right dosage, and
No, like
too much
it really shows
in some
the
cases,
color of your
and be deadly. And think about children. Very, very, very important. Okay? So you've got to be detail-oriented. If you have a job and you go to the bank and you want them to cash your check,
Oh shit, it's
do
upside
you
down.
expect that teller to be detail-oriented? Because whose money are they dealing with? Yours. Your paycheck. You already earned it. You expect the teller to give you the exact amount, not too little. And of course, the bank doesn't want them to give you too much. Okay? But you don't want them to give you less than the amount of your check, right? So very, very important for someone doing that job. And it goes on and on. Many different things. Okay? If you work in the culinary, certain ingredients can cause a different outcome. You try to bake a cake and you don't put the right right amount of baking powder, baking soda, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work the way it's supposed to in the end, okay? Because that's science. Okay, flexibility and adaptability.
Great. Grease.
I'm saying it and turn my Wi-Fi so I can see it grease.
Oh shit, what's teaching? Hey, grease.
If you are flexible
Learn your Spanish.
on the job,
Say hi. You're on camera.
what are we
Going on Facebook. You look ugly as fuck.
if you're open to, it could be a scheduling issue, like working at a different time. It doesn't mean like being flexible.
She's ugly as hoe.
Gymnastics type. That doesn't mean that.
I really meant that.
Physical flexibility.
Can't lie.
It could mean that. It could mean, and I don't remember if it was this period of class, it had a very good example. In the flexibility where they use an example of the cashier, when there aren't any customers, is asked to go help stock in the stock room. Okay, if you're hired as a cashier and they ask you to help out in the stock room, there aren't any customers, usually it should be your job.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're flexible. Now it's possible that your job description says you are a cashier and you work at the cash register helping customers before they leave. And if an employee says, well, that's not my job, because it happens, then the person is not being flexible. Okay? How about if you're used to doing the job the same way all the time and something has to change temporarily or from that point on, you have to adjust, and that's what this means here. The adaptability is being able to adjust. Okay? Flexibility then is, what word can we use instead of flexibility? You looked at it, you already gave good examples, okay? That's only talking about schedule. Okay?
Should really that camera shy?
Or we could say making yourself available.
Like nothing.
Okay? That works.
She's a bit camera shy. Fuck you. I was just pointing at everything. Daddy's asleep.
Oh my god.
Alright, deuce.